Welcome to World of Coins, the place where history meets treasure. Here, every coin tells a story, from the oldest United States classics that shaped our past to the newest rare discoveries that amaze collectors today. If you love the thrill of uncovering hidden value, exploring the beauty of design, and learning the secrets behind coins worth fortunes, then you're in the right place. Join us as we dive deep into the world of rare U.S. coins, both old and new, and reveal the fascinating details that make them priceless. Top 1. The year 2009 marked a special moment in American coinage history, the celebration of the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln Cent. That year, the United States Mint released a remarkable series of Lincoln 1-cent coins, each telling a story from the life of one of America's greatest presidents. Imagine holding a small piece of copper that doesn't just shine with metallic brilliance, but also carries the spirit of history itself. The 2009 Lincoln penny is exactly that, a coin that speaks of legacy, honor, and transformation. The 2009 series featured 4 unique reverse designs, each representing a chapter in Lincoln's life. From his humble birth in Kentucky, to his days of learning in Indiana, to his professional growth in Illinois, and finally, to his presidency in Washington, D.C., these designs were a tribute to the man who changed America forever. The first design, known as the Birth and Early Childhood in Kentucky, depicts a simple log cabin, a reminder of Lincoln's modest beginnings. This design captures the idea that greatness often rises from humble roots. The second design, Formative Years in Indiana, shows young Abraham reading a book while taking a break from his labor, symbolizing his hunger for knowledge. It's a story of determination, a tale of a boy who sought wisdom even when life was tough. Then comes the Professional Life in Illinois design, where Lincoln stands tall before the Springfield State House. This stage of his life reflects his growth into a respected lawyer and statesman, the foundation of his future presidency. Finally, the Presidency in Washington, D.C. design features the half-completed U.S. Capitol dome, representing a nation still in progress. Just as Lincoln worked tirelessly to keep the country united during the Civil War, each design wasn't just an artistic change, it was a storytelling masterpiece in metal. Collectors instantly recognized the historical significance of these coins, and interest soared across the nation. Though billions were minted for circulation, not all 2009 Lincoln pennies are the same. Some hold hidden treasures, rare errors and pristine conditions that make them incredibly valuable. Among the most sought after are the 2009 pennies struck in high grades, especially those with full, sharp details and bright red luster. Coins graded MS-67 or higher by PCGS or NGC can command serious premiums in the collector's market. There are also special versions made from 95% copper, struck for collectors, while the regular circulation ones were made from zinc with a thin copper coating. The copper versions have become favorites among enthusiasts. Error coins from 2009 are particularly fascinating. Some pennies show double dies, while others have off-center strikes or missing design details. These rare errors can skyrocket in value, depending on their uniqueness and condition. What makes the 2009 Lincoln penny even more special is its short production run. Each design was minted for only a few months before being replaced by the next, making complete sets highly desirable for collectors. Collectors often say that the 2009 Lincoln series captures more emotion and symbolism than any other modern U.S. coin. Every time someone holds one, they hold 4 chapters of American history. It's also worth noting that 2009 marked a turning point in American coin collecting, when many people, young and old, began searching through their change again, hoping to find a rare treasure. Some pennies from this year, especially those in flawless mint state condition or with rare varieties, have sold for astonishing amounts at auctions. These coins tell a story of passion, patience, and discovery. Imagine finding a 2009 penny that looks ordinary but turns out to be one of those rare high-grade examples worth thousands, a dream that excites every coin collector. Even though these coins are modern, they remind us that rarity isn't always about age. It's about condition, error, and demand. Over time, the 2009 Lincoln penny has gained a legendary reputation among collectors who admire its design, history, and symbolic power. When you look closely at its tiny details, Lincoln's profile, the inscriptions, the reverse designs, you realize how much care and craftsmanship went into creating this coin. It's more than just a small copper piece. It's a bridge between America's past and present, connecting generations through shared history. Some Collectors have made it their mission to collect every 2009 design in every mint mark and condition. From the Philadelphia, no mint mark, to the Denver, D, and the special proof strikes from San Francisco, each one tells a unique story. If you happen to find one in pristine, untouched condition, it's worth examining closely. You never know when a common-looking penny could turn into an extraordinary discovery. Stories have emerged of people finding valuable 2009 Lincoln cents in rolls of pennies, inherited collections, or even pocket change. The thrill of discovery is what keeps the hunt alive. The deeper you explore this coin's story, the more you appreciate its place in American numismatic history. It represents not only Lincoln's life but also the artistry of the U.S. Mint and the passion of collectors worldwide. Whether you're a beginner or an expert, the 2009 Lincoln penny deserves a special place in your collection. It's one of those coins that tells a complete story through its design alone. So next time you see a 2009 penny, take a moment to look closer. You might be holding more than just 1 cent, you might be holding a piece of American legacy, and believe it or not, one of these rare and high-grade 2009 Lincoln 1-cent pennies has been valued at $84,000. If you have a 2009 Lincoln penny or any other unique coin, make sure to comment below. We'd love to help you find out more about its history and value. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share your coin stories with us in the comments.
Top 2. In the year 1964, the United States was going through tremendous change. The civil rights movement was in full swing, the world was advancing in technology, and amidst it all, the U.S. Mint struck one of the most iconic coins in American history, the Jefferson nickel. This 5-cent piece from 1964 holds more stories, secrets, and surprises than most people realize. The Jefferson nickel had already been part of American life since 1938, replacing the famous Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, it honored Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the author of the Declaration of Independence. But the 1964 edition became a special chapter in its long-running series. The reason? 1964 marked a year of coin shortages across the nation. People were hoarding coins due to rising silver prices and uncertainty about the future of U.S. coinage. The Mint responded by producing an enormous number of 1,964 nickels, yet ironically, some of these coins became rarer than anyone could have predicted. The obverse of the coin proudly displays Thomas Jefferson's portrait, facing left. His expression is calm and thoughtful, symbolizing leadership and wisdom. The words, "In God we trust," and "Liberty," frame his face beautifully, along with the date, 1964, etched with elegance. On the reverse side, the design features Monticello, Jefferson's beloved home in Virginia. The Latin phrase, "E pluribus unum," rests above it, while Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America curve gracefully beneath. This timeless design remained unchanged for decades, capturing the spirit of American pride. What sets the 1964 nickel apart from earlier issues is that it represents the end of an era. It was the last year that the Mint placed mint marks on coins before suspending them temporarily due to hoarding concerns. That means 1964 nickels with D for Denver or P for Philadelphia carry a piece of history tied to that transition. Collectors often look for the 1964 D variety, struck in Denver, as it tends to show stronger details and occasional errors. Yet, some of the rarest and most valuable nickels from this year are those with extraordinary minting anomalies. Among them are full-step nickels, which show complete, sharply defined steps on Monticello. These details are incredibly difficult to preserve during the striking process, so finding one with full steps can be like discovering buried treasure. Even tiny variations in strike, luster, or planchet quality can make one 1964 nickel worth far more than another. The thrill of the hunt keeps collectors searching for that one perfect example. One fascinating aspect about the 1964 Jefferson nickel is its massive production. Billions were made. Yet, quality varied greatly. Many coins came out weakly struck, making sharply detailed examples very hard to find today. The 1964 nickel was composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a blend that gave it that distinctive silvery tone without using precious metal. This composition was essential to keep coin production stable during times of economic uncertainty. Over time, some of these coins have taken on a beautiful natural patina, giving them a subtle golden or grayish hue that enhances their visual appeal. Collectors often admire this toning as a sign of authenticity and age. While millions of these nickels circulated for years, few survived in pristine condition. Most were tossed in pockets, change jars, and vending machines, their brilliance fading with every transaction. Finding a 1964 Jefferson nickel in mint state condition is a challenge, especially one with full steps. Those rare examples are now highly sought after and can command astonishing prices at auctions. It's remarkable to think that a small 5-cent coin, once so ordinary, could become such a valuable collectible. That's the magic of numismatics, history and rarity turning simple metal into treasure. The 1964 Jefferson nickel also has several varieties that intrigue experts, including double-die obverse examples and repunched mint marks. These tiny differences make all the difference in value. Some collectors dedicate years to studying just this 1 year's production, identifying subtle variations and minting quirks. Each discovery adds a new layer to the 1964 nickel's fascinating story. Imagine a coin that's been passed from hand to hand for decades, through countless lives, moments, and memories, now resting in a collector's display, worth a small fortune. That's the journey of many 1964 nickels. And for those who love the artistry of coins, Felix Schlag's design continues to stand as one of the most graceful portraits in American coinage. It captures the essence of Jefferson not only as a leader but as a thinker and a dreamer. Over 60 years later, this coin still connects generations. From the pocket change of the 1960s to the collector showcases of today, it remains a beloved piece of American history. Numismatists often say that the 1964 nickel is common in numbers but rare in perfection. That's what makes the search so exciting. The idea that somewhere out there, in a jar or drawer, could lie one of the most flawless examples ever struck. A coin in superb condition with full steps and brilliant luster can fetch extraordinary prices. Some have sold for sums that shock even seasoned collectors. This is why so many coin enthusiasts inspect their nickels closely, hoping to uncover that one piece that tells a bigger story. Every line, every shine, every mark is part of its journey from 1964 to today. As you hold a 1964 Jefferson nickel in your hand, think about its path through history, through the hands of dreamers, workers, soldiers, and families who helped shape America. It's more than a coin, it's a storyteller. A silent witness to decades of change, growth, and perseverance. And among those countless nickels, a few shine brighter than all the rest. Those are the coins that collectors dream of, the flawless 1964 nickels that stand as true gems of American numismatics. Some of these have reached auction prices that turn heads and spark excitement across the collecting world. If you happen to find a perfect example, with sharp details, brilliant luster, and full steps on Monticello, you might just be holding something incredible. One of these rare Jefferson nickels has been valued at $135,000. So take a moment to check your nickels. The treasures of the past might be hiding right in your pocket. Comment below and tell us about your own coins so we can help you discover their stories and value. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to support our journey into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins.
Top 3. In the long and proud history of American coinage, few coins have captured the imagination of collectors like the 2009 Lincoln 1-cent penny. It's a small coin, yet it carries the weight of 2 centuries of history, celebrating the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln Cent itself. The United States Mint wanted to do something truly special for this milestone. And they did. In 2009, they released a set of Lincoln pennies unlike anything collectors had ever seen before. These coins didn't just honor Lincoln, they told his life story. Each design on the reverse of the 2009 penny series represents a key chapter in Abraham Lincoln's remarkable journey from humble beginnings to the presidency. These coins are like a timeline in copper, each one telling a different part of his incredible story. The first design, birth and early childhood in Kentucky, shows a simple log cabin, the home where Lincoln was born. It's a touching reminder that even the greatest leaders can come from the humblest beginnings. The second design, Formative Years in Indiana, captures a young Abraham Lincoln reading a book while taking a break from hard labor. It's a symbol of his love for learning and his determination to educate himself against all odds. Then we move to Professional Life in Illinois. This design shows Lincoln standing before the State House in Springfield, where his political and legal career began to take shape. It's the image of a man finding his voice and his purpose. Finally, the fourth design, Presidency in Washington, D.C., features the unfinished U.S. Capitol dome, a powerful symbol of a nation still in progress, and a reflection of Lincoln's tireless efforts to preserve the Union. These four designs together make the 2009 Lincoln penny a tribute not just to one man, but to the story of perseverance, leadership, and vision that helped shape America. Collectors were immediately drawn to this special series. People began checking their change, coin rolls, and old jars at home, hoping to find one of these pieces of history. The U.S. Mint produced billions of these coins, but not all of them were the same. Some were struck for general circulation, while others were made for collectors using special metals and finishes. The standard coins were made of zinc with a thin copper coating, but the collector editions were struck in 95% copper, the same composition as the original 1909 Lincoln cent. That difference made them especially desirable to serious coin enthusiasts, but beyond the metal itself, it's the condition and rarity that make some of these pennies incredibly valuable today. High-grade examples, coins that have never been touched or circulated, can command impressive prices at auction. Coins graded MS 67 or higher are especially rare and valuable. There are also error coins from 2009 that make collectors' hearts race. Some have double die errors, missing details, or unusual color tones caused during the minting process. These small imperfections make the coins unique and worth much more than face value. The most fascinating part is how modern coins like this can hold such potential value. People often assume old coins are the only valuable ones, but that's not true. Sometimes, treasures are hiding in plain sight, even in your pocket change. Over time, the 2009 Lincoln penny has become a modern classic, representing a perfect blend of artistry, history, and rarity. Collectors from around the world admire its design, not only for its beauty but also for the story it tells. It's more than a coin, it's a symbol of the American spirit. Even after more than a decade, these coins continue to spark excitement among collectors. Some people build entire sets dedicated to all four 2009 designs, hunting for each version from the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Proof and satin finish coins, in particular, have a mirror-like shine that makes them especially captivating. These are the types of coins that attract top dollar when found in flawless condition. The market for 2009 Lincoln pennies remains strong because of the coin's historical significance and limited production of certain varieties. Many collectors see them as a modern treasure. Imagine discovering a 2009 Lincoln penny in perfect mint condition, untouched, glowing with its original luster. That tiny coin could be worth far more than you think. It's the kind of discovery that every collector dreams of, a simple penny that turns out to be a rare gem. The story of the 2009 Lincoln cent reminds us why coin collecting is so exciting. Every coin tells a story, and every find could be a surprise. So next time you come across a 2009 penny, don't just spend it without looking. Take a moment to appreciate its beauty and history. It could be worth far more than a cent. One of these rare and high-quality 2009 Lincoln 1-cent pennies has been valued at $82,000. If you have a 2009 Lincoln penny or any other rare coin, comment below. Our channel would love to help you identify its history and possible value. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share your coin stories in the comments so we can explore them together. Top 4. The year 2009 was a golden chapter in the history of American coinage, a year that honored not only the great Abraham Lincoln but also the cent that had carried his image for a full century. The United States Mint wanted to make this anniversary unforgettable, and they did exactly that with the release of the 2009 Lincoln 1-cent penny. This coin wasn't just another redesign, it was a story told through metal. Celebrating 200 years since Lincoln's birth and 100 years since his portrait first appeared on the penny in 1909. Collectors across the country were instantly captivated. For the first time, the Lincoln penny featured not one but four different reverse designs, each capturing a major phase of his extraordinary life. The first design, Birth and Early Childhood in Kentucky, shows a small log cabin, the home where Lincoln was born. It represents the idea that greatness can rise from the simplest beginnings. The second design, Formative Years in Indiana, portrays a young Lincoln reading a book while taking a break from splitting logs. It's a powerful image of determination, reminding us that knowledge and persistence can change the course of one's destiny. Next came the Professional Life in Illinois design. Here, Lincoln stands before the State House in Springfield, symbolizing his rise as a lawyer and statesman, a man preparing to lead a nation. Finally, the fourth design, Presidency in Washington, D.C., features the partially completed U.S. Capitol dome, a symbol of a nation still in progress and of Lincoln's resolve to preserve the Union through the most difficult times in American history. These four designs together form a masterpiece of storytelling, each coin a chapter in the remarkable life of the 16th president. When the coins were released, excitement spread quickly. Collectors, historians, and everyday Americans rushed to find each of the four designs, hoping to collect the entire 2009 series. The U.S. Mint produced billions of them, but not all pennies from 2009 are the same. Some were made for circulation, while others were created with special finishes and compositions for collectors. The circulating coins were made from zinc with a thin copper plating, but the collector versions were struck in the original 95% copper composition, just like the earliest Lincoln cents from a century before. The copper collector editions were part of special mint sets and have become highly sought after by numismatists who value authenticity and tradition. Condition plays a massive role in determining a coin's value. The shinier, cleaner, and more detailed the coin, the more collectors are willing to pay. Coins that remain in flawless mint state, meaning they've never been touched or circulated, can reach incredibly high prices, especially when professionally graded and certified. There are also fascinating minting errors from the 2009 series. Some coins feature double designs, missing details, or off-center strikes, rare mistakes that make them unique treasures in the world of coin collecting. Such errors often slip through quality control unnoticed, and once discovered, they become valuable finds that collectors compete to own. The 2009 Lincoln penny also reawakened the public's interest in coin collecting. Families began searching through their change, schools started coin projects, and collectors found renewed excitement in this historic release. The combination of artistry, history, and symbolism in these coins makes them one of the most meaningful modern issues from the United States Mint. Even though they're modern, the 2009 Lincoln pennies hold a deep connection to America's roots, to a time when honesty, hard work, and learning defined a man's success. For collectors, owning these coins isn't just about their value. It's about holding a piece of American spirit, the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln himself. High-grade examples of these coins, especially from the Denver and San Francisco mints, are among the most desirable. Their sharp details, bright color, and unblemished surfaces make them stand out in any collection. Auction records show that pristine examples of 2009 Lincoln cents can fetch eye-catching prices, particularly when combined with rare varieties or errors. It's incredible to think that a coin worth just 1 cent could, under the right conditions, be valued at thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Each design from 2009 tells a story that connects us to Lincoln's life, reminding us that even the smallest objects can carry enormous meaning. Collectors love the symbolism, from the log cabin of Lincoln's youth to the unfinished Capitol dome that reflects a nation always striving for progress. These coins are more than metal, they are lessons in perseverance, wisdom, and leadership, preserved forever in the palm of your hand. So, if you ever come across a 2009 Lincoln penny, take a closer look. It might be one of the rare, perfectly preserved coins worth far more than you'd ever imagine. The coin market continues to recognize the 2009 Lincoln series as one of the most historic and artistic issues of modern times, and rare examples have been known to sell for staggering sums. One such 2009 Lincoln 1-cent penny has been valued at $81,000. If you have a 2009 Lincoln penny or any other rare or interesting coin, comment below. Our channel would love to help you identify its history and possible value. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share your own coin stories in the comments so we can explore them together. Top 5. The year 1941 was a remarkable time in American history. The nation stood on the edge of change as the world entered war, and yet, even in the midst of uncertainty, the United States Mint continued producing coins that would one day become treasures. Among them was the 1941 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny, a small copper coin that now tells a story far larger than its size. The Lincoln Wheat Penny had already been in circulation for more than 3 decades by 1941. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait. By 1941, this coin had become an American icon. Millions used it in their daily lives, to buy candy, newspapers, and the small comforts of life during difficult times. But today, collectors see the 1941 penny in a very different light. Though billions were minted that year, certain versions of the 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny have become incredibly valuable, thanks to their condition, rarity, and special minting details. 3 U.S. Mint struck these coins in 1941, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. You can identify them by the tiny mint mark below the date, no mark for Philadelphia, a D for Denver, and an S for San Francisco. Each of these coins holds its own unique place in American numismatic history. The Philadelphia Mint produced the largest number, while the Denver and San Francisco Mint struck smaller quantities, making them slightly harder to find in perfect condition. Collectors treasure the 1941 wheat penny not only for its age but also for its design. The obverse proudly displays Abraham Lincoln's profile, surrounded by the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty." On the reverse, 2 wheat stalks curve gracefully on either side of the denomination, 1 cent, with United States of America and E pluribus unum above. It's a design that reflects strength, simplicity, and tradition. While most of these coins are worth only a few cents in circulated condition, the true excitement begins with the rare, high-grade examples, coins that have survived over 8 decades without losing their original luster. A coin that has never been used, never touched by human hands, and remains in perfect mint state can fetch astonishing prices among collectors. Even more fascinating are the error coins from 1941. During wartime production, machinery sometimes slipped, creating double dies, off-center strikes, or weak details, rare mistakes that now make these coins incredibly valuable. One of the most famous errors is the 1941 double die obverse, where Lincoln's features and the date appear doubled under magnification. These rare pieces are among the most desired in the Wheat Penny series. Collectors also look for full, sharp details on Lincoln's coat, beard, and the wheat stalks, small signs that separate a common penny from a prized masterpiece. Another reason the 1941 penny remains special is the time it represents, a moment just before America entered World War II. Every coin from that year carries the memory of an era when the world was changing forever. The 1941 penny was also among the last to be made from 95% copper before the mint switched to steel in 1943 due to wartime shortages. This makes pre-war issues like the 1941 penny especially significant. Finding one in pristine, red mint condition, untouched by oxidation or wear, is every collector's dream. Such coins sparkle with a deep reddish shine that seems to glow from within. Auction houses around the world have seen fierce competition for these high-grade examples, especially those graded MS 67 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC. Even circulated coins, when found with clear details and beautiful color, can bring surprising value. But the rarest and most perfect examples are the true stars. The 1941 penny is also beloved because it connects generations. Many collectors remember finding these old wheat cents in their grandparents' jars or tucked away in drawers, tiny time capsules of history. Over the years, it has become one of the most recognizable and nostalgic coins in the United States. Its simple wheat design symbolizes America's agricultural roots and the hard work that built the nation. Every 1941 penny tells a story of the American people, of perseverance, and of the enduring spirit that carried the country through its toughest times. For many collectors, the value of this coin goes beyond money. It represents a connection to the past and a tribute to Abraham Lincoln's legacy. Still, when condition, rarity, and demand come together, the 1941 wheat penny can achieve remarkable prices in the numismatic market. The beauty of this coin lies in its details, the way light dances on Lincoln's face, the crispness of the wheat ears, and the warm copper tone that has stood the test of time. Some of these coins have remained hidden for decades, stored away in private collections, waiting to surprise the world once again. So, if you ever come across a 1941 wheat penny, take a closer look. Check for mint marks, inspect for doubling, and study its shine. You might just be holding something extraordinary. collectors are always on the hunt for that one flawless example, the coin that combines rarity, perfection, and history in one small circle of copper. And one such rare and high-grade 1941 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny has been valued at $490,000. That if you have a 1941 wheat penny or any other rare coin, make sure to comment below. Our channel would love to help you learn more about its history and possible value. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share your coin stories with us in the comments so we can explore them together. Top 6. The year 1942 was a time of transformation for the United States. The nation was fully engaged in World War II, and resources were stretched thin. Yet, even amid global conflict, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins that would one day become historic collectibles. Among them was the 1942 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny, a small coin with an incredible story and a place of honor in the world of numismatics. The Lincoln wheat penny had already been an American favorite since 1909, when it first appeared to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1942, it was more than just a coin, it was a symbol of American endurance and unity during hard times. When people held this penny, they held more than 1 cent. They held the spirit of a country standing strong through war and uncertainty. That's what makes the 1942 Lincoln wheat penny so deeply meaningful today. The obverse side of the coin features the familiar and noble portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year 1942. It's a design so timeless that it still appears on the penny today. The reverse of the coin carries the iconic 2 wheat ears curving around the words, 1 cent, and United States of America, with E pluribus unum, proudly above, a design that represents growth, strength, and unity. 3 Mint struck the 1942 Lincoln wheat penny, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each can be identified by a mint mark just below the date, no mark for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and an S for San Francisco. While billions were made, not all 1942 pennies are the same. Some carry minting errors, unique tones, or pristine conditions that make them highly valuable to collectors. At this point in history, the mint was preparing for a major change. The war effort demanded metals like copper and tin for ammunition and military equipment. This would eventually lead to the famous 1943 steel penny, but in 1942, the cent was still being made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. That makes the 1942 penny one of the last pre-war copper issues, a piece of American history struck just before everything changed. Collectors treasure this coin because it captures a moment frozen in time. A final glimpse of the copper wheat penny before the material shift caused by wartime shortages. When you find a 1942 penny, its condition tells its story. Some have seen decades of circulation and wear, while others have been preserved in stunning, mint-state perfection, untouched, gleaming, and ready to impress even the most seasoned collectors. The beauty of a fully red, high-grade 1942 penny is something to behold. Its color is rich and fiery, the lettering sharp, and every detail of Lincoln's portrait crisp and defined. Coins graded MS 67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC are extremely rare and command top prices at auctions. Then come the error coins, the ones that slip through the mint's machines with slight imperfections that now make them one-of-a-kind treasures. Double die obverse varieties, off-center strikes, and repunched mint marks are among the most sought-after 1942 errors. These quirks make each coin a unique piece of art, valued for its rarity and beauty. Collectors know that even small differences can mean thousands of dollars in value. The tiniest variation in lettering or detail can turn an ordinary penny into a numismatic gem. The 1942 Lincoln penny also has emotional value. It's a reminder of America's resilience during a time when the world was in turmoil. People saved these pennies as lucky charms, gifts, and mementos of loved ones serving overseas. For historians and collectors alike, each 1942 penny is more than just a piece of metal, it's a silent witness to one of the most important periods in modern history. The artistry of the wheat reverse makes it a timeless favorite among collectors. Those 2 simple wheat ears symbolize prosperity and hope, values that perfectly match the spirit of 1942 America. Finding a 1942 penny in perfect condition is rare, but not impossible. Many collectors search through old coin rolls, jars, or inherited collections hoping to uncover a brilliant uncirculated example. Some of these rare coins have surfaced in recent years, stunning the coin world with their remarkable state of preservation and fiery copper shine. When these high-grade coins appear at auction, competition can be fierce, as collectors recognize that opportunities like this don't come often. Even circulated examples hold nostalgic value, their tangible connections to a time when life was simpler and the world was fighting for freedom. The 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a perfect blend of history, beauty, and rarity. Its charm lies not just in its material, but in the story it tells, a story of endurance, craftsmanship, and legacy. For many, it's a coin that represents the best of American minting tradition and the strength of a nation that refused to give up. So if you come across a 1942 penny, take a moment to appreciate its details, its shine, and the history it carries. It might be worth more than you think. 1 Rare and pristine 1942 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny has been valued at $480,000. If you have a 1942 Lincoln penny or any other unique coin, comment below. Our channel would love to help you discover its story and possible value. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share your coin stories with us in the comments so we can explore them together. Top 7. The year 1956 was a fascinating time in American history, an era of optimism, growth, and post-war progress. The nation was changing rapidly, yet one small, familiar object continued to pass through countless hands every day, the Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny. Though it seemed ordinary then, the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny has since become a collector's favorite, holding stories of value, rarity, and American heritage. By 1956, the Lincoln wheat penny had already been in production for nearly half a century. Introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, and not just any figure, but the most beloved president in American history. The design created by Victor David Brenner was simple yet powerful. On the obverse side, Abraham Lincoln's dignified profile is surrounded by the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1956. It's a face that represents honesty, leadership, and unity. The reverse of the coin carries two beautiful wheat stalks encircling the words, 1 cent, and United States of America, with E pluribus unum above. This elegant design earned the name, Wheat Penny, symbolizing prosperity and hard work. In 1956, 2 U.S. mints were responsible for striking these coins, Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, while the Denver versions are marked with a small d just below the date. Hundreds of millions were minted that year, making the 1956 penny common in circulation at the time. However, as collectors know, rarity is not always about quantity, it's about condition, errors, and preservation. Many of these coins have been lost to time, wear, and circulation, but those that remain in pristine condition have become treasures worth seeking. A 1956 Lincoln wheat penny in perfect mint state condition, sharp details, bright red luster, and no signs of wear, can fetch remarkable prices at auction. The beauty of this coin lies in its copper brilliance. When freshly struck, it shines with a deep red gold glow that makes it stand out from modern pennies. That color, when preserved, is a key factor in determining its value. Collectors look for specific qualities like clean surfaces, full strike details on Lincoln's hair and beard, and strong wheat lines on the reverse. These fine details separate ordinary coins from extraordinary ones. High-grade examples, especially those graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services, are exceptionally rare, but what truly excites collectors are the error varieties from 1956. A few were struck with double dies, off-center strikes, or misaligned features, minting mishaps that created one-of-a-kind pieces of history. These rare errors often went unnoticed at the time but have since become highly prized discoveries. In some cases, they've turned a common penny into a small fortune. The 1956 penny also marks the final years of the classic wheat design. Just 3 years later, in 1959, the reverse design was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. That makes the 1956 penny one of the last in the beloved wheat series, a closing chapter of one of America's most iconic coin designs. Collectors often view these late-date wheat pennies as symbolic, the end of an era, connecting the old world of craftsmanship with the modern age of minting. Finding one today in flawless condition feels like Uncovering a time capsule from mid-century America, preserved in copper for nearly 70 years, even circulated examples hold nostalgic value. Many people remember finding wheat pennies in change as children or saving them in jars, fascinated by their classic design. It's this sentimental connection that keeps the 1956 penny popular among collectors, both beginners and experts alike. The coin's historical context adds even more charm. In 1956, America was booming, Elvis Presley ruled the airwaves, cars were bigger and shinier, and the future looked bright. Through it all, the Lincoln penny remained a constant companion in every pocket and purse. Today, these coins remind us not only of economic value but also of cultural memory. They're symbols of the time when every penny truly mattered. Some collectors spend years searching for that one flawless 1956 penny with fiery red brilliance and razor-sharp detail. When they finally find it, it's like capturing a piece of perfection. At major coin auctions, high-grade examples of the 1956 wheat penny have fetched incredible sums, especially those with rare mint errors or exceptional preservation. These coins are proof that even something as small as a penny can carry immense historical and monetary worth. For numismatists, the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny is more than metal, it's art, history, and mystery combined in one tiny masterpiece. So, if you come across an old 1956 penny, take a closer look. Check for the mint mark, observe its color and shine. You might be holding a rare gem hiding in plain sight. This remarkable piece of American history continues to inspire collectors, historians, and everyday people who love discovering treasures from the past. And one rare and high-grade 1956 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny has been valued at $425,000. If you have a 1956 Lincoln penny or any other unique coin, make sure to comment below. Our channel would love to help you learn about its history and value. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share your own coin stories with us in the comments so we can explore them together. Top 8. In the year 1976, America was celebrating its bicentennial, 200 years of freedom, independence, and national pride. It was a time when the entire country was wrapped in red, white, and blue, and even the nation's coins carried a sense of history and symbolism. But among all those coins that passed from hand to hand, there was one small copper treasure that stood out quietly, the 1976 Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, it might seem like an ordinary penny, but the 1976 Lincoln penny has stories to tell. It carries a legacy that stretches back to the early 1900s and continues to capture the attention of collectors today. Every mark, every shine, and every detail reflects a piece of American history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909, honoring the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner and became an instant favorite. His design of Lincoln's dignified profile remains on the coin even today, a symbol of honesty, strength, and freedom. By 1976, the Lincoln penny had been in circulation for nearly 7 decades, and yet, its charm hadn't faded. While other denominations like the quarter and half dollar received special bicentennial designs, the humble 1-cent coin kept its classic look, simple, timeless, and deeply American. On the obverse, Lincoln's portrait faces right, the word "Liberty" stands boldly to his left, and the date, 1976, rests quietly to the right. Above him, the words, "In God We Trust," remind us of the nation's values and belief. The reverse of the 1976 penny still displayed the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, replacing the old wheat design that had ended in 1958. If you look closely, you can even see the tiny image of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, one of the smallest but most iconic details in U.S. coinage. This design symbolizes the strength of democracy, Lincoln's enduring presence in the nation's capital and in the hearts of its people. The 1976 Lincoln pennies were struck at 3 U.S. mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, Denver coins show a small D, and San Francisco coins bear an S, which were mostly proofs made for collectors. Now, while millions were minted that year, not all 1976 pennies are equal. Certain coins were struck with remarkable precision, brilliant red luster, and near-perfect surfaces. Those are the ones collectors dream of finding, and of course, as with many coins, some 1976 Lincoln pennies contain unique minting errors that make them incredibly valuable. These could include double dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks that give the coin a rare and unusual appearance. Collectors love these era varieties because they represent a moment when machinery and metal created something unintentional yet beautiful. Some 1976 pennies were also struck on experimental planchets, slightly different metal compositions that create distinct coloring or weight. These rare mistakes have made some examples worth small fortunes. In perfect condition, the red uncirculated pennies gleam with an unmatched shine, the kind that hasn't been touched by circulation or time. Grading agencies like PCGS and NGC often look for full detail in Lincoln's beard, hair, and jacket, as well as sharp clarity in the memorial's columns. The better preserved the coin, the higher its value. Even a minor scratch can make a difference of hundreds or thousands of dollars. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting 1976 pennies is the thrill of the hunt. You never know when a rare piece might show up, in an old jar, a box of change, or even in a forgotten drawer. The coin's deep copper tone also adds to its visual beauty. Back in 1976, the pennies were still made mostly of copper, unlike the zinc-based coins we use today. That means they have a richer color and heavier feel, something collectors truly appreciate. As the years go by, uncirculated examples become harder and harder to find. Every flawless 1976 penny that survives today feels like a preserved piece of America's bicentennial celebration. It's not just a coin, it's a symbol of national pride, minted in a year when the country was looking back on 2 centuries of independence and looking forward to the future. Even though it's a small denomination, the Lincoln penny from 1976 captures the heart of American history in a way few coins can. For many collectors, the 1976 penny marks an era of transition, from the solid copper coins of the past to the lighter, cheaper ones of the modern age. Its historical importance, combined with the nostalgia of the bicentennial year, gives it lasting appeal. And when preserved in perfect condition, its worth can reach astonishing figures at auction. Rare mint errors, flawless red finishes, and strong strikes have made certain 1976 Lincoln pennies sell for thousands of dollars, far beyond their face value. Each one tells a story of the mint's precision, of a nation's pride, and of collectors' endless passion for discovery. So, if you come across a 1976 penny in your collection or pocket change, don't ignore it. Check its condition, look for mint marks, and maybe, just maybe, you'll uncover something extraordinary. This humble copper coin could be the key to a fascinating piece of numismatic history, and a valuable one at that, because one pristine, high-grade 1976 Lincoln 1-cent penny has been valued at $125,000. If you have a 1976 Lincoln penny or any other interesting coin, make sure to comment below. Our channel would love to help you find out its history and value. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share your own coin discoveries in the comments so we can explore them together. Top 9. The year was 1981, a time when the United States was standing on the edge of change. The economy was shifting, technology was advancing, and the world was stepping into a new era. But even in those times of transformation, one small copper coin continued to hold its place in every American's pocket, the Lincoln 1-cent penny. The 1981 Lincoln penny may look simple, but behind its tiny size lies a story filled with history, beauty, and hidden value. The Lincoln penny had already been an American icon for over 70 years by 1981. Since its debut in 1909, this coin had carried the proud face of President Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of integrity, unity, and freedom. And even in 1981, that same portrait remained as timeless as ever. On the obverse side of the coin, the familiar image of Lincoln faces right, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," arching above, "Liberty," to his left, and the date, 1981, to his right. It's a design that has stood the test of time, simple, elegant, and deeply meaningful. The reverse side of the coin shows the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. Look closely, and you'll see something truly amazing, a tiny image of the seated Lincoln visible between the columns of the memorial. That hidden detail is one of the most fascinating features in all of U.S. coin design. Now, what makes the 1981 Lincoln penny truly special isn't just its look, but its moment in history. You see, 1981 was the final full year that Lincoln pennies were made with their traditional copper composition. The following year, in 1982, the mint switched to a cheaper zinc core with a thin copper coating. That means the 1981 penny represents the end of an era, the last generation of solid copper Lincoln cents, the last of the true originals. And that alone gives this coin a special place in the hearts of collectors. The U.S. Mint produced these coins in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia pennies have no mint mark, the Denver coins carry a small D, and the San Francisco ones, marked with an S, were made as proof coins for collectors. Although billions were minted, not all 1981 pennies are created equal. The condition, luster, and minting quality make a huge difference in their value. Coins that were struck perfectly and never entered circulation remain in brilliant uncirculated condition, and those are the ones collectors truly chased. At a perfect 1981 Lincoln penny with its bright red luster, no scratches, and sharp details can easily stand out from the rest. It's that fiery red glow that gives it the nickname Red Lincoln Cent. Collectors also look for coins with strong details on Lincoln's hair, beard, and jacket, as well as sharp lines on the Lincoln Memorial. The more defined the design, the higher the grade, and the greater the value. But there's something else that makes some 1981 pennies extraordinary: minting errors. During production, some coins were accidentally struck with slight variations that turned them into rare treasures. One of the most famous errors from this period is the double die variety, where parts of the design appear slightly doubled. Others might have off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, or even planchet errors, where the metal blank wasn't formed properly. Each of these mistakes makes the coin unique, a one-of-a-kind piece of minting history. And collectors will pay top dollar for them. Proof coins from San Francisco are especially admired for their mirror-like shine and sharp details. Some of these proofs have sold for impressive amounts when perfectly preserved. By 1981, coin collecting had already become a serious passion in America, and these Lincoln cents were at the center of it all. Everyone wanted to find that one perfect penny, a coin so flawless it could be worth thousands. It's amazing to think that something worth only 1 cent could hold such potential value decades later. But that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. Every tiny detail matters. The copper composition of the 1981 penny also adds to its desirability. Each coin contains 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it a rich color and weight that later pennies simply don't have. Over time, these copper coins have become harder to find in pristine condition. Many have tarnished or worn from years of use, making uncirculated examples even more precious. For collectors, the 1981 Lincoln penny represents a farewell to the classic age of copper coinage. It's not just metal, it's a symbol of craftsmanship, tradition, and American pride. Finding one in near-perfect mint state is like discovering a frozen moment from the early 1980s, a time capsule of history preserved in copper. And when such a coin appears at auction, its shine and rarity often spark intense bidding among collectors. The results can be astonishing. Over the years, high-grade examples of the 1981 Lincoln penny have commanded impressive prices, especially those with rare mint errors or flawless finishes. The coin may be small, but its value is mighty, both in money and in meaning. It represents an era of change, a tribute to Lincoln's legacy, and a reminder that even the simplest objects can hold great stories. So, the next time you come across a 1981 penny, don't overlook it. Check its color, mint mark, and condition. You could be holding a small treasure that links the past to the present, because one perfect, high-grade 1981 Lincoln 1-cent penny has been valued at $95,000. If you have a 1981 Lincoln penny or any other interesting coin in your collection, make sure to comment below. Our channel would love to help you discover its story and true worth. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your own coin finds in the comments so we can explore them together. Top 10. The year 1982 was a turning point for the United States Mint, a year when one of the smallest coins in American currency went through one of its biggest changes. The Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that had already been a part of everyday American life for more than 70 years, took on a whole new identity. And that change would make the 1982 penny one of the most fascinating and collectible coins in U.S. history. At first glance, the 1982 penny looks ordinary. It still carries the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, strong, calm, and wise. But beneath its copper surface lies a story of transformation, experimentation, and hidden value that continues to surprise collectors even today. Since 1909, Lincoln's face had graced the 1-cent coin. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this portrait became one of the most enduring images in U.S. coinage. It was more than just a design, it was a tribute to the man who held the nation together during its darkest days. On the obverse of the 1982 penny, we see that same proud portrait. In God we trust, crowns the top, liberty rests to the left, and the year, 1982, sits to the right. It's a look that every American recognizes instantly. The reverse still shows the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. The careful detailing of the memorial and the tiny seated figure of Lincoln within its columns make it one of the most intricate coin designs ever struck by the U.S. Mint, but 1982 wasn't an ordinary year for the penny. For the first time since 1909, the U.S. Mint changed the metal composition of this small coin. Rising copper prices made it too expensive to continue minting pennies in pure copper. So, the mint switched to a new composition, a zinc core coated with a thin layer of copper. It looked the same but felt slightly lighter. This change created two distinct types of 1982 pennies, the old copper version and the new zinc version. That means 1982 is a year with multiple varieties, making it one of the most interesting years in the entire Lincoln Cent series. There were actually 7 different versions struck that year, differing in metal composition, mint marks, and the style of lettering in the date. Collectors can find both large date and small date varieties, struck in both copper and zinc, from both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. This incredible mix makes 1982 a treasure hunt for numismatists. At first glance, these varieties look similar, but small differences in the shape of the numbers, the thickness of the lettering, and the coin's weight reveal which type you have. Copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, while zinc pennies weigh about 2.5 grams. The excitement comes from finding rare combinations, such as a 1982 D small date struck on a copper planchet. These are among the rarest and most valuable of all modern Lincoln pennies. For years, collectors searched rolls and jars of pennies, weighing and examining them carefully in hopes of finding one of these rare transitional errors. And yes, some of them were lucky enough to discover pieces worth thousands. Minting errors from 1982 are also highly prized. Off-center strikes, double dies, and transitional planchet errors have all been found from this year. Each one tells a unique story of the mint's busy experimentation period. The Denver Mint, marked with a small d, and the Philadelphia Mint, which used no mint mark, both produced huge quantities of pennies. But within those billions of coins, a few extraordinary pieces were born by chance, and those are the ones that changed hands for astonishing prices. Collectors prize the 1982 penny because it bridges 2 eras, the end of the heavy copper cents and the beginning of the modern zinc ones. It's both a farewell to the past and a doorway to the future. The year 1982 also reminds us of how even small changes in a coin can create massive interest among collectors. Something as simple as the shape of the number 2 or a slight difference in metal can make the difference between a common coin and a valuable rarity. Finding a pristine 1982 penny, perfectly struck, shiny, and without marks, is already exciting. But finding a rare variety or transitional error is like striking gold for collectors. High-grade examples of these coins, especially those verified by professional grading services, can reach impressive prices at auctions. The better the coin's condition, the brighter the copper glow, the higher its worth climbs. The rich color of the copper versions makes them especially beautiful. Under proper lighting, they shimmer with deep red and golden hues, a reminder of the coin's craftsmanship and legacy. Even though it's one of the most common coins in circulation, the 1982 penny carries more mystery and variety than almost any other year. That's why it's such a favorite among both beginners and seasoned collectors. When you hold a 1982 penny in your hand, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a piece of history that represents change, innovation, and the enduring image of Lincoln himself. Many coin enthusiasts keep a small scale or magnifying glass on hand just to test and examine 1982 pennies. The thrill of discovery makes collecting them even more exciting. Some 1982 varieties have been found in old jars, cash drawers, or inherited coin boxes, forgotten for decades, only to later turn out to be worth a fortune. It's a powerful reminder that hidden treasures can still be found in the most ordinary places, sometimes right under our noses. The 1982 Lincoln penny continues to fascinate collectors around the world, not only for its value but for the story it tells, a story of change, adaptation, and timeless design. And one exceptional 1982 Lincoln 1-cent penny, preserved in perfect condition and of a rare transitional variety, has been valued at $90,000. That if you have a 1982 Lincoln penny or any other interesting coin, make sure to comment below. Our channel would love to help you uncover its story and real worth. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your own coin discoveries in the comments so we can explore them together.